Hello, my name is Noah Dienel, and I'm here to talk about our final project, the Scale Model Solar System. This project was done by me, Noah Dienel, and Henry Manlick. First, I'd like to talk about our original goal for the project, which was a 100% scale accurate solar system model. As you can probably see from the video, this was eventually scaled down to a semi-accurate model. Because if it was 100% accurate, the sun would be absolutely massive, and we'd have to do more minute work in changing the size of the camera, and the scale of the solar system would be absolutely huge, and you wouldn't be able to get this nice view of all the planets rotating around. But the rotations are accurate as relative to the rotations of Earth. Um, the revolutions and the days are not lined up. Obviously, you can see the Earth is rotating very slowly, but it is accurate within the days as relative to each other, and the rotations for years as relative to each other. You can control the camera by pressing the 1 through 0 buttons to focus on different planets throughout the solar system, as you can see here. The planets are textured using photo accurate textures, and that's about it for that. As far as who did what work, the shared work was the design and programming of planetary objects, basically the back end that allowed us to further move on and create all these objects in a very simple, neat way. As far as what I did, Noah Dienel, I worked on the original script and implementation, and I also did the player input and camera control. And Henry did the planetary textures, math and rotation related things, like researching that and making sure that they all rotated accurately. And he also worked on the skybox, although we ended up having to cut that out. And I'll get into why now. So essentially, the skybox, it's fairly difficult to do so. The GL libraries method was pretty complicated, and neither of us could really quite figure it out. So in the end, we ended up cutting it from the project. Other difficulties were with this movement that you're seeing. The matrix itself has all the rotations and scaling, so if we actually try to move between them, that would be inherited. So I ended up having to go in and take out the translation data directly from the matrix, which is a little bit of a rough solution, but it ended up working. Otherwise, I think that we completed our goal about as well as you could. So, yeah, that's about it. Just to add a short appendix, this is what the skybox ended up looking like when Henry was done with it. Rather than using OpenGL Skybox, we literally ended up putting a cube just in the background, which is pretty obvious when you're tracking a planet around. You can see the camera getting closer and farther from it, but otherwise, I think it looks all right, but the decision was made not to include it with the final project.